My grandmother says 80 is the new 50. She's a lovely lady, but she really shouldn't drive that fast. Welcome to Shave&Butcher. I have gotten my hands on this thing. This is an 8-ounce soap jar from PAA, Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements, and it's in metal. I guess this is aluminium. Pretty cool. So this is old as I don't know what. The soap first came out in 2014, so about six years ago. This is not original, but it's fairly old, fairly nice. This is a normal jar of PAA, son of honeysuckle. So it's pretty wide. It's thinner. It's like almost like the containers you had for, film in the old days. So that's pretty cool. The maker, Douglas Smythe, is on the front. His real name isn't Douglas Smythe. It's Bruce Wayne or Bruce Banner or Bruce Grobbelaar or something like that. But yeah, pretty cool. Pretty psyched. Brush today is going to be, or is already, Grey Dog's Full Moon Synthetic Knot on maple. So I reached out to Mr. Smythe and asked for the backstory, because I've heard bits and pieces before. So the soap first came out in 2014 as Barber Soul, sort of tribute and a play on words. On Barber Soul. So you, oh, that's really dry. So you load like this. It's pretty ideal for loading. I mean, why the heck not? You have so much space. You can go all the way around. And I'm probably overloading this severely, but I'm doing it knowingly, just because it's so big. Why not? Why did you guys stop with this? I know some people don't like metal containers, and there is a dent somewhere, yeah, small dent there, but why not? I think it's pretty cool. I do like the size. Of course, 8 ounces is a shitload of soap, that you don't really need at all, and you'll never get rid of it. And if you're into soaps and into trying different things, 8 ounces is a bit too much. Maybe that is the reason why it stopped, I don't know. But anyway, it came out as Barber Soul, and then Barber Soul. The soap, there's a noise. I don't know where it comes from. Sorry. Got angry. So then it was changed to Barber Pole with red, white and blue. And the Barber Soul guys weren't happy about that either, because it was take up their colors, etc. So pretty quickly, like within a week, PAA, I know a lot of you know this story, PAA was sent a letter, a cease and desist letter, which is like an American legal instrument which says, you've been warned, stop this stuff, or there's gonna be hell to pay. So then PAA changed the name to cease and desist, CAD, which is really funny. Oh, it's almost poetic. I love it. And that's what it was called since then. So this was a barber shop scent, sort of. Barber Soul, barber shop, and this was like the soap that started the craze on over, or some word like that, over on barbershop scents. So since then there's been loads of barbershop scents, and they keep coming out, and barbershop, the scent, covers a whole range of scents, because I smelled a few, and they don't have a whole lot in common, to be honest. You know, Italians would say, yeah, barbershop, that's Proraso green, probably, which is nothing like this. There's a bit of scent left in the soap, not a whole lot, but there is enough so that you get a sniff of PAA's take on barbershop. Barbasol, I don't know how you pronounce that, the canned goo stuff. And I guess they make other things than canned goo. I've never smelled that, so I don't know what it smells like. Probably smells pretty nice. So this soap is, I don't know, I forgot to ask the guy I bought it from how old it is. But he said it was, you know, it's not the original, but it's, and Douglas said the same thing, but it was one of the first releases. So this might be 5 years old, 4 or 5 years old. So it's lost a bit of the scent. You know, anything else would be a miracle. But you can still feel it, and it's a nice scent. I can't say I can detect any scent note in particular, but it's still being made, but in a new soap base. This is vegan, just like the bases are too. Spit and lather on the mirror. Wife's gonna love that. No, it's like, I've said this before, but it's like leaving a little love letter on the mirror for the missus. Your darling was here, your man was here. He spat on the mirror. He's not gonna clean it because he's a caveman or something. I got the frameback Tori, Japanese frameback razor with the Swedish steel back from the Shark, Frank. So let's see if he messed up the edge or if we're okay. I think we're okay. Can you hear that noise? God, it's annoying. It's the lamp. If you heard that, I'm sorry. Hopefully you didn't. So this is almost like a vintage soap, if there is such a thing. The edge is still good, Frank, of course. Let's hope you don't have AIDS, because I haven't cleaned it. Or coronavirus. That thing's on the rise again in a big way in Europe. So Germany's shutting down, France is shutting down like entirely. Some restrictions even in old Sweden. So that's no good. We were really hoping it was going to go in the right direction, and it isn't. We're going to have friends from another part of the country over for the weekend for a bit of a party. Not a huge one, but a small one, but we feel we have to cancel it. Such a shame. That's a small problem, obviously. Old lathers can do that too. So good stuff. I shaved with this soap yesterday when I got it, and I didn't quite hit the mark yesterday in terms of soap quality or lather quality. So I was thinking, yeah, it doesn't matter. It's still such a cool thing to have, right? And I would use it anyway, but I was a bit underwhelmed, and I was thinking, yeah, maybe there has been good development of the soap since 4 or 5 years ago. But now, this is just fine. I only have one PAA soap, and it is the one I showed before, which I really enjoy. I had more, but I gave them away because I'm such a nice guy. This is doing well, this soap. Oops, see what it feels like. Yep. Feels okie dokie, just like a normal first pass. You know, I'm sorry, but a lot of soaps feel very similar. No? If you work the lather, you know, if it's a good soap, and it's rare that you come across a bad soap, difference isn't huge. I was chatting with Martin from YMMV Shaves today, and he hasn't done a video in like 3-4 weeks. And I said, have you stopped? I said, no, but feels like I'm saying the same thing. I'm trying out a soap, and it's good. It's so hard to find a bad soap. It takes away some of the fun. He'll be back at it, don't worry. But I get it, you know, and I understand. You have to be more refined in your taste and be more analytical about the soap when you test it than I am, in order to experience a significant difference between this PAA and the PAA that I got earlier this year. I'm not saying there's not a difference. I'm sure there is. But in terms of soap performance, I would just as well like to shave with this one. I don't know. I say this after having tried it twice. It's early days. But you can make a good lather out of a lot of things if you really try. I can't make any lather from Williams mug soap. I think that's the only soap I really fail at using properly. Huh. There are some soaps I'm not a huge fan of. I'm not a huge fan of Arco, but I can make a decent lather from Arco, which is like a $2, $3, $4, $5 soap. It's possible. You really don't have to spend a gazillion. But I enjoy my Martin de Cambre that I bought slightly used, so I didn't pay full price, but I think it's like 70 euros, which is 80 American dollars. And okay, it's 3-4 times the amount of soap or the amount of shaves as you get out of a PAA. It's getting a bit dry. That's probably me for not hydrating it properly. Okay, so compared to my last shave with the Son of Honeysuckle, I prefer Son of Honeysuckle, but that could be me. Some soaps are a bit more difficult to make good lathers out of. But that doesn't automatically make them an inferior soap. Just makes them a more challenging soap. Same thing with a partner sometimes. Just because someone's easy doesn't mean they're good. More fun originally, perhaps. You know what I mean? Oh, it's a good comparison. Huh. Clearly I didn't invent that, but I like it. I'll use that more. I say that at work when people complain that something is difficult, you know. If it was easy, anyone could do it. You know, it's a dad comment. And I think that's true, and I think it's a good comment until I get it when I'm struggling. Huh? There's just one thing I wanted to talk about today, really. But I won't. Because it's a serious topic. And this is not a serious channel. But my only idea for today was to talk about fascism. So I won't. But that's a fascinating sort of leadership style / ideology. And it was modern for, so I'm talking about it anyway. It was modern for a few years in the 1930s and 40s in a few locations, and then it died, and it's embarrassing. Like being called a fascist is what's the word? Skällsord in Swedish. You know, it's not a compliment. But now, I don't hear the expression being used, but fascism is really coming back. You know, you can argue that it's good or bad. I'm not a huge fan, but it's fascinating. But I'll leave it at that, because hey, this is shaving, and we shouldn't go into ideology and stuff. You know what? I'm gonna rinse and come back, and we're back, finishing off with Lucido from the Mandarin Corporation in Japan. Extremely Japanese, very strict and slick, with a hint of something. But that's all you get. Unless you're Japanese, because then we tell you you're not Japanese. It's a secret. Why speak like Borat? Okie doke. So we shaved today with the huge metal jar from Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements CAD, Cease and Desist. And yeah, it was interesting. That's the backside. Not the best shave I've ever had. You never know if it's the soap or something else. It did dry up a bit at the end. It's not super hydrated. It could be that it's an old soap. Or PAA has improved the formula. Let's hope they did. Really, really fun soap to have. I don't regret getting it, and it didn't cost a whole lot of money, so pretty cool. Cease and Desist. True background story and the best one out there. Kudos to Douglas and Wayne and Fran. Thank you for watching. See you soon. Sayonara and stay sharp.